Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them laugh behind your back. They want you to react. They want you to feel their words sting. They want you to break. But here's the truth they can't stand. You won't. You see, most people think that silence is weakness. They think that when you don't fight back, when you don't scream your truth, they've won. But they are wrong. Silence isn't weakness, it's power. And the louder you don't respond, the more it destroys them. They're waiting for a reaction. They need it. Every whisper, every joke, every insult, it all hinges on you reacting. Because when you don't, their words vanish into nothing. Their effort, their insults, their attempts to tear you down, they all die without your attention. So, let them talk. Let them think they're in control, because the silence you leave in your wake, that's the loudest response they'll ever hear. And when the dust settles, when the noise fades away, you'll still be standing. The ones who tried to break you will be lost in their own words, wondering why it didn't work. Because silence is the ultimate revenge. And in the end, you'll have the last laugh. You think they'll stop? You think they'll give up? No. They'll keep talking, keep mocking, keep doubting. But here's the thing. They don't know what's coming. They don't understand the strength behind your silence. You see, they think silence means weakness, that when you don't respond, they've won. But they couldn't be more wrong. Silence doesn't make you small. It makes you a giant standing in the middle of their chaos, untouched, unbothered. Your silence is louder than their words. It's a deafening roar that shatters their false sense of control. They want you to bend, to break, to crumble under their insults. But you're not here to play their game. They can shout all they want, but their words will only drown in the void you create when you don't answer. And when you refuse to react, they'll realize something they can't stand. You're beyond their reach. They want you to fight. They want to see you desperate, scrambling for validation. But you're not desperate. You're focused. You're building. You're rising. And they're sinking. Their words, they're nothing more than the wind against your walls. The harder they blow, the stronger you become. You've learned the power of silence, and it's something they'll never understand. Their taunts are just noise. Noise that fades into the background, drowned out by the sound of your progress. You're moving forward, and with every step, they're left further behind. They don't see you anymore. They don't hear you. They just feel the weight of their own regret pressing down on them. Every second they waste thinking their words will make you crumble, you're out there, building your empire. They thought you wouldn't make it. They bet against you. But now they'll never be able to catch up. And the best part, you don't have to say a word. The silence you leave in your wake, it's your revenge. It's the reminder they'll never escape. The reminder that while they were busy talking, you were busy winning. So let them talk, let them doubt, let them laugh. Because one day, when they look up and see you standing tall, they'll realize they were never even worth your time. You want to know what truly kills them. It's not your anger. It's not your words. It's your indifference. When you stop responding, when you stop feeding into their drama, you hit them where it hurts most, their relevance. They thrive on your reaction. They need you to rise to their bait. It fuels them, makes them feel important. But you've stopped playing by their rules. You've risen above their childish games, and that's why they can't stand it. Your silence forces them to confront one brutal truth. They don't matter. Every time you don't react, they die a little inside. They keep talking, yes, but their words become hollow. They try harder. They throw more insults. They make more jokes. But the harder they try, the more their words dissolve in the silence you've created. You're not even listening. You're not even paying attention. And that kills them. It's funny how the ones who once tried to bring you down now look at you with fear in their eyes. They don't hate you, they fear you. Fear the strength it takes to not care about their opinions. Fear the power you hold when you choose silence over conflict. Fear the fact that you've broken free from their grasp and they can't pull you back. When they see you moving forward, when they see you succeeding in silence, they begin to wonder, how did you do it? How did you rise above their words, above their doubts? And that doubt, it lingers. It eats away at them. It destroys their confidence, because deep down they know. They know that if you can ignore them, you can conquer anything. If you can stand in the face of their mockery and silence them with your strength, then you are untouchable. But the best part is when they finally realize it's too late. They've wasted their time. They've wasted their breath. And now they're left with nothing but the sound of their own empty words. Because no matter how loud they scream, no matter how hard they try to tear you down, you've already won. You've won without saying a word. You've won by letting them talk, by ignoring them, by walking away with your head high, your focus unwavering, and your silence ringing louder than anything they could ever say. And when they realize you're unstoppable, that's when the real punishment begins. They'll try to rewrite history. They'll try to convince everyone they never doubted you. They'll act as though they always believed in you, always saw your potential, always had your back. But don't let them fool you. You know the truth. They were the ones who laughed, the ones who mocked, the ones who thought you would crumble under the weight of their words. And now they want to stand beside you to claim a piece of your success. They want to bask in the glow of your victory. But you've moved on. You've left them behind. And that's the ultimate blow. The ones who didn't believe in you when you were struggling, they don't deserve to stand beside you when you rise. They don't deserve to share in your glory when they were the ones who cheered for your failure. Let them beg. Let them apologize. Let them rewrite their narrative. It won't change a thing. You've seen who they truly are, and you won't let them back in. So what do? You walk away. No explanation, no arguments, no drama. You just keep moving forward, and the more you move, the more irrelevant they become. They'll keep talking. They'll keep trying to pull you back into their world of noise and distractions. But you've already left, and nothing can bring you back to that place. Here's the thing. Silence isn't just about not reacting to their words. It's about walking away from the chaos they create. It's about refusing to be part of their toxic cycle. It's about recognizing that your future, your success, your peace is worth more than any drama they can throw at you. You've got places to be, goals to achieve, dreams to make reality. And the only way forward is to leave the past behind. To leave behind the people who couldn't see your worth, who couldn't understand your strength. They'll try to pull you back. They'll try to make you relive the past, make you question your path. But you won't listen. You won't look back, because that silence you've embraced, it's not just about ignoring them. It's about claiming your future. And when you rise, when you soar to heights they can't even imagine, remember this. You didn't need them to validate you. You never did. Your silence, your strength, your focus, that's all the validation you need. You were always meant to rise, and now you're untouchable. So let them talk, let them laugh, let them waste their breath, because you You've already won, and nothing they say will ever change that. Now, here's where the real magic happens. The moment when they realize that their words, their efforts, their doubt meant nothing. When they finally understand that they never had the power to control you, to break you, to make you question yourself. They will watch, helpless, as you continue to rise above them. And in that moment, that painful, desperate moment, they'll finally face the truth. You were always stronger than they ever knew. You know why? Because silence does more than just shut them up. It reveals the truth they've been too afraid to see all along. Every insult they hurled at you, every time they tried to knock you down, every attempt to make you small, it all gets exposed for what it truly was. Nothing. And while they try to justify their actions, make excuses for their cruelty, you don't have to say a word. You don't need to explain yourself, defend yourself, or lower yourself to their level. Your silence speaks louder than any comeback could. It's a declaration that you don't need their approval, their validation, or their acceptance. You're not seeking their forgiveness or understanding. You're focused on the one thing that matters, your growth. And when they see you winning, when they see you living the life they thought you couldn't have, they'll scramble. They'll twist the narrative. They'll try to act like they were always on your side. But the truth is, they'll never truly believe in you like you believed in yourself. And that realization, that will sting them more than anything you could ever say. They will feel small. They will feel insignificant. Because nothing cuts deeper than realizing you were irrelevant. That your opinion never mattered. That you were nothing but background noise in someone else's rise to greatness. You see, the victory isn't in their defeat. It's in your silence. It's in your refusal to be drawn into their drama, to let their words have power over you. And when you stand tall, when you stand proud, knowing that you walked away without needing to fight, you've already won. You've outgrown the noise, outgrown the doubt, and left behind the people who never had the strength to see you for who you truly are. So let them talk. Let them laugh. Let them waste their energy, their time, their breath. Because the only sound that matters now is your victory, the sound of your silence. And that's the loudest response they'll ever hear. So, what happens when they finally realize they've lost? When they come crawling back, trying to rewrite history, trying to play the part of the loyal friend, the understanding companion. It's a joke, a pitiful joke. They'll try to convince you that they never doubted you, that they always knew you were destined for greatness. The same people who laughed at you, mocked you, and tried to bury your dreams will now suddenly act like your biggest supporters. Pathetic. But here's the thing. They'll never be able to fool you. You see through their desperation. You know exactly what they're doing, and you know exactly why they're doing it. They're trying to erase the shame of their actions, trying to patch up the holes in their own self-esteem. They're afraid, terrified that you've outgrown them, and they want to find a way back into your world, into your success. But you have already moved on. You've already left them behind. And you're not going to make the mistake of letting them back into your life. You're not going to let their words, their opinions, their empty promises distract you from the path you've already carved for yourself. You're stronger than that. Don't let them back in. Don't give them the chance to rewrite the past. You see, they only want to be around you now because they see your power, your success. They want to latch onto it, to feed off your energy. But they don't deserve that. They didn't believe in you when it counted. They didn't stand by you when the world was against you. Now that you've made it, now that you've proven them wrong, they don't deserve a place in your story. It's time to close the door on them. Don't waste another second looking back. Let them squirm in their regret. Let them wallow in their own failure. Because while they're busy trying to catch up to you, you're already ahead, building your legacy, carving your own path. So, what's the best way to handle this? The silence. The same silence that drove them crazy when they doubted you. The same silence that crushed their attempts to tear you down. It's the silence that will shut them out completely. You don't need to fight, argue, or prove anything to them. Your success is the proof. Your silence is the final blow. Let them talk. Let them try to twist your narrative. It won't matter, because when they're finally out of words, when their own voices die in the air, they'll realize the truth. Your silence was always your strength, and that will destroy them more than anything else ever could. And here's the harsh truth. They'll never understand. They'll never comprehend the power of your silence. They'll never grasp how it cut deeper than any words could. Because for them, silence is just an absence of noise. It's just the lack of a response. But for you, silence is your strongest weapon. It's the weapon that tore down their false beliefs, shattered their illusions of control, and left them exposed. You didn't need to scream, shout, or defend yourself. You didn't need to waste your energy fighting back. No, you let your silence do all the heavy lifting. Now you stand tall, unwavering in your success. They're left staring at the wreckage they created. They tried to break you, tried to tear you down with their words, but all they did was expose their own weakness. All they did was prove that they couldn't touch you. And that's what haunts them. They'll talk about you, try to relive the moments where they tried to bring you down, and they'll whisper your name in the hopes of getting a reaction. But you've learned the most valuable lesson of all. Don't let them. Don't let them have the satisfaction of knowing they still matter. Don't let their petty words reach you. Your silence is louder than anything they could ever say. Your silence is a declaration of your power, your independence, your unbreakable spirit. You don't need validation. You don't need anyone's approval. You're building something far greater than they could ever understand. And that's what will destroy them the most. Not your success, not your accomplishments, but the fact that you did it all without them. You did it on your own. You did it in silence. And as they continue to fade into the background, as their noise becomes nothing but a distant hum, you will remain. Because in the end, it's not about what they say, what they think, or how they try to twist your story. It's about what you've built, what you've achieved, and how you've done it all while they were too busy trying to tear you down to see you rise. So let them talk, let them mock, let them yaff, because in the end, they'll be the ones left with nothing but their empty words, and you'll be standing on top, watching them disappear into silence, just like they always were. And that is your victory. And when the day comes, the day you finally break free from their grasp, when you step away from their noise, their chaos, their drama, you'll realize something. You'll realize that the greatest form of revenge isn't proving them wrong. It's walking away. It's leaving them in the dust without a single glance back. It's stepping out of their world, their expectations, and into your own. They wanted you to fight. They wanted you to beg for validation. They wanted you to give them attention, even if it was to argue, to defend yourself, to make them see you. But when you leave them behind, when you walk away without uttering a word, that's the final betrayal. That's the moment they truly lose. Because walking away doesn't just signify that you're done. It's the ultimate sign of strength. It's saying, I don't need to prove anything to you. I don't need to waste my time or energy fighting for a seat at your table. I've built my own. And when you do that, when you make that choice to walk away from their petty noise, you take back the most powerful thing you have, your peace. They'll chase you. They'll try to reel you back in. They'll beg for your attention. But by then, you'll be too far gone. You'll be moving in silence, building, creating, achieving, and they will be left behind. It will eat at them. The fact that you didn't need them to succeed, that you didn't need their validation, will haunt them. And you won't need to say a word to remind them. You're not fighting for their approval. You're not begging for their recognition. You're too busy creating your own story. You're too busy living your truth to care about their little games. And as you walk away, you'll realize that you've won. Not with words, not with arguments, but with the quiet strength of just being you. Let them scream. Let them talk. Let them spin their web of lies. But in the end, and here's where it all comes full circle. The final punchline, the sweetest revenge, when they realize you've already won. When they finally see the mountain you've climbed, the success you've built, and the life you've created without their help, without their approval, it will crush them. They will be haunted by the realization that they never mattered. The words they threw at you, the laughter, the doubt, they meant nothing. They were nothing. And now, when they see you standing tall, untouchable, they'll understand what true power looks like. It's not in the fight. It's not in the back and forth. It's in the silence. When you stop caring, when you stop reacting, when you stop playing their game, you become a force they can't touch. You become an unstoppable force moving through the world, creating your reality, while they stay stuck in the same miserable loop they put you in. And every time they try to drag you back, every time they try to pull you into their chaos, you'll be gone. You'll be out of reach. You'll be too far ahead for them to even catch a glimpse of. And when the day comes, when you've built your empire, when you've become everything they said you could never be, remember this: they'll still be talking, they'll still be whispering, still doubting. But it won't matter anymore. Because the only thing you've ever needed is your own belief, your own actions, and your own strength. And when you rise, they won't even recognize you anymore. You'll be a version of yourself they could never understand. A version that didn't need them, didn't need anyone to succeed. And that, my friend, is the ultimate victory. Not when they see it, not when they realize it, but when you've already left them behind. So go ahead. Let them talk, let them doubt, let them laugh. Because in the end, the only sound you'll hear is the echo of their regret. And the